So the film starts with a war romance attacked Africa at this time. It happened and this war was going on for several days. It was said that the army of Africa, the journal was lying down. A Roman man, Lazius, was also Lazius's wife. She was supporting equally, but unfortunately she romance is killed and romance attack. The number was more and it was already Africa was overshadowing but Lazius, and the world of his wife stopped him was but Lazius. After the death of his wife, all the courage of the one who was from his wife Lazius was loved by his death as soon as he died. Also stopped fighting and such romance winds went and those people lost to Africa captured an African army Lazius included and taken to Rome where the time two Juba brothers Geta and Cacalla were ruled. The first king of Rome is very pity there was heart but ever since these two brothers the right came here was because it was very bloodthirsty. Even the mental condition of the Cacalla was also not good. Well, in the leadership of General Marcus this war was won as Jashangadia holds a program and her own. This is a fighting for the entertainment of the people. There was a program in which those people now was going to face enemies very large including Lazius with heavy and bloody monkeys. Take all the prisoners in this battlefield come here. As soon as Lazius comes here flashback came to her childhood flashback. It felt like this place is known to be known living here. He remembered that in childhood if he was small, his mom. From this ground he was sent from here with some soldiers. It was clear that from this place of Lazius there is a deep connection to see in the present. It is found that the battle in the battlefield here enemies had started not over the soldiers' necklace. Monkeys were released which bloodshed monkey attacks a lot by attacking in a single moment. Soldiers had killed them. The style was such that the soldiers saved themselves. Lazius and with him were not able to even one. The companion first stood away. This view keep watching and then your courage is intelligent and he bravely went ahead and those monkeys attack on him from behind after controlling them. These people finally we have managed to kill them. Here notices the Rome fighting Lazius KX General Macon is watching very carefully were and at the end of this game program they also call Lazius with him first praising her. As soon as she met Lazius he is his fight and he says to him I have seen your strength and looking at me, you want me fight for become my gladiator. In return I have a very good will give a great life or else you know what did you treat with the stars. Here goes and then the General Manus was not bad but Lazius started laughing as soon as he heard this offer. Public questions were looking at him with eyes. Lazius said that I am here for some other purpose. If I have come here I want his head to death of Marcus because he has killed my wife. On hearing, Janal calls him your work I responsible for. You will get it but instead you will accept the scene. And now we have General Marcus shown with his wife Lucilla. This Rome was the princess of Lucilla. Rome first, her dad was of her dad and her dad dies after giving all this Rome to Lucilla's husband gave, which died in a war. And now Lucilla married General Marcus. Yes, it went to talk to General Marcus Lucilla. They were now entitled to this rule Geta and not Factor. That's why he revolted as planned and after a few days he himself put a big battle against Geta and Factor. There are many scenes cut and shown to us is that Lazius again from a gladiator that is to fight a professional fighter was called and this fight was also here only key actors i.e. Marirano this time was kept for entertainment which came in against the gladiator Dasus. He had been the champion for years until date no one could beat. That is why he is on. Lazius also kept on heaviness but Lazius also do not lose courage first for your defense fought and finally the front gladiator sensing weakness to her hands catching and controlling with his knife. It was time to stab and kill him when everyone stood surprising. Lazius to the most excellence gladiator ever. Gadia was also killed from Lazius at this time impressed and started praising her. Lazius in response to get his praise here he said a poem to him in childhood. He was hurt by his mom and this Roman everyone was in language listening to this poem surprised and foreign. General Marcus also came to go to jail from here to Lazius after he questioned Lazius after all where are you born from where because now after listening to this poem there was also doubt that this is Lucilla's not a son but 100 times of Manus. Lazius is not clear even when asked telling the scene. Now we will have a General Marcus is shown to rebellion. The senator here was preparing at this time a lot of government spies and special people too. This is why ready to support the General Marcus are because they are the emperor here. Generals are fed up with Gata Jades. Marcus tells them all that he has created a special army in which about 5,000 there are men and this palace through the same army will attack above. Now the next day comes. And we see that Gata has another. She also had a fight with the gladiator this time for Lazius and his men. Gladiator was a rhinosaur and Roman soldier was controlling if anyone. If this solution is left in the hands of rhinosaur cloggling the man and calls it over. The fight was so dangerous that someone from this Mudan It was also impossible for the prisoner to go to the child many of his companions begins before the other prisoner in comparison to these dinosaurs. Those who were brought to Rhinosaur had killed the collision from the bar, and now it was final turn to Lazius. As Lazius he is on the side of Rhinosaur's first attack moves his life, and another time when Rhinosaur attacked Lazius when he came close, he picked up the pot, he blows him in the air that he as soon as he did not come to see. He towards the wall turned, and Rhinosaur as soon as he seeing a one tried to attack him, and Martin Lazius moved from there, and Rhinosaur's horn collapsed in the wall now because he had survived the Rhinosaur. Sauter sitting on top of Rhinosaur got down to fight, and this Gladiator many more powerful than the first Gladiator, and experience was also his moves to Lazius. I could not understand Lazius to save himself that he tries hard but he any attack during the front Gladiator but could not do it before Lazius. Before you walk any move attack on Gladiator Lazius. The fight is over here. She had lost her life to Gladiator. Lazius was going to kill, but then Geta gave a gesture by stopping this fight because it was Lazius wanted to give him another chance of Lazius. I liked talent. I had given a chance to Lazius. Wagadia had read the same poem that last after winning the game. Lazius for him hearing this poem from the mouth of Geta Luzula remembered many old things. This poem seemed to listen to him, but where did he listen to? Where he was lying I could not remember the same in the room I was lying in. This thought, and finally he remembered when his husband after death, she is Lazius, was sending from here with other soldiers. So then he had said this to his son. Seeing this, Luzula understood that Lazius someone else, not his real son. Here flashback shows us that after all why Sicila did Lazius so far from herself was sent when Lazius died in a war. Lazius was very young at that time, and according to the law, the next emperor Lazius was going to happen, but the reason for his young age anyone could kill him by killing him. Lucilla then to save his son's life taking a very big decision, and to his son Lucilla sent far away from here, and now late this plank this rule to someone else could not see. She decided that she tonight all this truth to Lazius will tell. Lazius as soon as he comes to jail first apologized because he has his son had made it far away from itself, and this is what the reason was, that he was still recognizing his son. Razila told her after that I don't get you away from myself wanted but became my compulsion at that time. After your dad died of your dad many people had become enemies of life, and those I to save you from everyone send. So far you are my son, the real heir and real rule of this place. Luzula wanted to say much more, but Lazius was angry. Don't know what was there anything going on in his mind. He was harassing him, so he got car sent from here. Now after cutting the scene we were shown the next day where again Lazius had to fight this fight in another war. This fight was more dangerous than ever before. A ship that was to be on a ship I was in the water under which the hungry shark was open was left. If Lazius had lost it would be thrown into water, and if that by spoiling your balance while fighting, if the shark would have fallen into the water, the shark would have eaten it. In this he fights bravely and he kills one by killing his front Gladiator. Sue raises again and towards General Marcus he throws this attack because General Marcus killed his wife was, and he only to General Marcus here. Lazius came here to kill the target missed, and the arrow hit Geta. If there is no one but the General died on the chair. Marcus from here due to its security. When he got up, he went to his room. We saw he is still preparing for his war high. Then Luzula came to him, and the biggest news was given to General Marcus that his son, Lazius, is back, which this is the real entitlement of this throne of the place. General Marcus had a big shock because they themselves to rule here was dreaming. I got to see that a maid also listened to these things secretly. Lee and he went to Journal Macon to him, told those who were the old journal here and who initially to Lazius. Now it was also offered to become a Gladiator journal and spy that received news that Lucius, i.e. Lucilla's son, has come back. This news went to the king of here and Gata, and they give to Kagla, i.e. he Marcus was cheated, and all things he had told the emperor that earlier public. Marcus is going to revolt and war with you. The other news for this plank is going to do. He gave that Nasila's son back. It has come who will now snatch this plank from them. Hearing these two got angry, and Gata immediately imprisoned Luzula, and General Marcus got the scene cut. We see Lazius in jail. This soldier was sitting here. The old stories were telling here, old gladiators and old here stories of rulers. The name of this man was also Maximus. Lazius journal more about your dad tries to know something, and this man one telling him about his dad. They take to a place where his body armor was kept, their swords. Seeing Lazius, a lot of his childhood flashbacks were remembered, and she was sure it was that she is not lying. Lukewarm himself, Maximus and Lucilla's son is well. The day is shown that Emperor Gata the same war keeps another war again fighting program that every day keep for entertainment, and this time he has called his prisoner to fight the new prisoner, who is none other than the General Marcus. General Marcus is the old gladiator was a very old, there were fighters in front of anyone, it was impossible to do as much as he was here. Gladiators are sent to public marks big, he is comfortably competing with them comfortably after being able to defeat. After which Lazius is called here too at this time at the behest of Geta, now General Marcus, and a fight was going on in the middle of Lazius. Lazius was the aim of killing General Marcus, revenge your wife, but fight here. General Marcus has his sword down dropped and in front of Lazius surrender, said that I am Lazius, I know you. The next truth here reported him sitting down like this, seeing the tall woke up from a distance, and he declared that he kills public marks, but Lazius at this time to General Marcus it was not right to kill because in front of him Walla was not competing at this time, rather, the Garter was sitting down by throwing a sword when saw that Lazius did not listen to him if he did not kill the General Marcus. Soldier ordered to kill General Marcus gives, and all the soldier clashes they kill him by settling the arrow above. Seeing Lazius a huge blow to him, there was sadness to the death of General Marcus. But he made this death like politics used for all the people used. Where do you get this king done? Got the greatest journal here for your king for years if you keep fighting for such a great person. If nothing is here, see this the price of your life for the king. What is one day they will get you all. Even hearing this, Alum got angry here, and he should also be against his king, i.e. Geta. This campaign is so much on seeing that it increased that people came out on the streets even at nights to give Tharna and Geta with a rule during this time to take off, when in the entire city riots were getting caught by General Macline as another trouble was done inside, and the Emperor Carfort was the brother of good Gadius, said that Gadian never become a king, he will always give his own here. All over Rome want to hold the rule and his own rule. You will see that you people who are brain. He was a little weak as he got into talk, and he went an angry attack on Geta. What did the attack? He is separated from the head of the Geta with a sword, killed him, and with all this thing. And John Lozella to meet Lazius at this time. She was in jail for her hand. A diet ring was the king's ring. Nation had to get the real throne here. The ring gives Lazius that now it's Lazius is something you are by the bed you are yourself, do not say, and he would take the thumb. There is a strange a bit in the eyes of the structure he had regretted. Holding his hand looked at Luzula and told her to forgive me, I could not save General Marcus, but now I will save you. He immediately did not want to lose his mother. Lucilla hugged and both of them all the angry between. Now the next day it is shown that the King Car the fort was announcing its rule and was telling everyone that Geta is dead, and now the new emperor here is myself, i.e. Car. I am a fort. Before this decision, Geta giving a reaction to pay Geta here. They reach the head and everyone. It is said that the murder of his brother, i.e. Geta Ho Carfort, has done, and the Emperor Carfort trapped here in punishment for killing is given and sent to jail. All this was in 4 effects of Macnize, but the Carfort did not understand because it was not right, and both of them were from the way. After removing General McCunn here announced to be the king here, Lazius wealth from behind. Lazius started playing his ring. His mom gave him to a soldier, gave it in hand and told him a special place, and told that at this place you have General Doris, you will meet them by giving this ring that Rome King Lazius has sought your help. On hearing the soldier knew that someone else, not Lucia's son, he too Lazius was considered, and he is of General Doris. General left here to get help. McRee got intoxicated by strength to Lazius, called for a new gladiator game because Lazius did. General McRee was forbidden to become a gladiator. General McRee from many people in front of him. He intended to take revenge. Lazius anger when the message reached Lazius got mad at, but more here he did not react to the prison key. First he had taken it from the soldier. As soon as he saw the opportunity he came out after breaking the jail, and he attacked the soldiers from here had run away from free because he went. General Doris had to meet with the army and come here above. General MCRY, i.e. above Rome had to attack was to take his right. It does not seem much to be given, and at the news also reaches the General Mection that General Doris attack, yes, with his entire army, seeing that they are coming to do this. Also this program was set. He had to get up from the program and war. We had to get ready for some time. The atmosphere of war was shown where face to face 2 army had a Roman army. General making them was deleting and Lazius from another soldier and General Doris were lying down. Although Lazius and General Doris had less army, but their bravery and jurat were very high. Arms start fighting among themselves. Now the general was fighting where 2 army was fighting. Mox and Lazius also came face to face, and Lazius told him that I like you, I am fighting to save people from people. As soon as they say, the fight started between them. The fight was very terrible. Sometimes Lazius and sometimes General Mox were overshadowing each other. These people get into the Water while fencing came but did not give up his fight while doing a point while doing it came when finally General Mox overshadowed over Lazius and attacking Lazius dropped under water was going to give up but only hiss? In the sounds of his wax echoed on the other side, Macon on the other side had courage to die through his men he got up for this time attack up and killed him as soon as he killed him he had won as soon as he won here. I said to all my people Maximus had the dream that this Rome became a country where peace for everyone but misfortly. Some rule his dream was not allowed to be fulfilled but I will turn this dream into reality as soon as you say, everyone also clashes for him. And this shows that he to Lazius his rulers have accepted their king by the end, his real entitlement gets and just showing this story ends here it gets done.